latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Attwoolls Outdoors with me, Mike. Sending you guys a bit of a review video on an awning from Quest. So with me today I've got the Quest Elite Snowdon awning. So the Snowdon actually has been a model that's been in Quest range for quite a number of years now. And it's all basically designed on being kind of a sort of seasonally pitched or permanent kind of awning. Now, there's certain elements to that I would probably agree with, and certain elements I'd also disagree. Even though, yes, it is a full awning, a sort of an all-season awning that you could leave up constantly if you really wanted to, for me, because of the fact that we've got essentially a really hard-wearing PVC roof, it does make it a bit warmer on the inside. It makes it perfect kind of for winter months and in the kind of the cooler periods, but from a breathability point of view, it's going to be a bit warm inside of there. But in terms of structure and strength, it is an absolute beast. You know, the level of detail they've gone to with this and making it a really nice strong awning is quite impressive, to be perfectly honest with you. You've got a really nice oversized steel frame. You've got a curvature parts to it, so if there's any sort of rain or if be it snow, it can obviously come off quite nice and neatly. On the side panel, there's additional middle pole as well, just to kind of keep the strength and keep the stability into it, and I can actually lift myself up on it directly above the leg. Not that you're meant to do that, but it kind of emphasizes on kind of how strong the awning kind of is. As standard, it comes with 3 storm straps, so you've got 2 on the sides and 1 vertically down, each with its own kind of spring and kind of V-shaped armored peg. Basically, it's just to give a bit more kind of stability down, but you've got a little bit of flex with that. There actually are certain campsites that won't allow you to put an awning up for the winter unless it's kind of a Snowdon. And that's kind of what, you know, level or benchmark kind of Quest have created with this model. As we mentioned earlier, we've got a really nice strong PVC roof, so from a durability point of view, it's pretty much as good as you're going to get. It does affect the breathability, as I previously said, so it's going to necessarily a little bit warmer in there, which certainly for a kind of winter months and cooler months is definitely a bit of a bonus. We've got these beautiful PVC windows in the front and obviously in the side section to allow plenty of light. You've got interior curtains, kind of like a traditional kind of caravan style. But the thing that makes it a little bit different as well is that you've got external blinds. So you've got an external blind that quite literally zips down, hides itself in this little front point here. So you can physically zip it down when you're not necessarily on site and not have to worry about the UV light degrading the PVC windows, but also gives that ultimate amount of privacy as well. You've got additional storm ties if you wanted to kind of give a bit more belts and braces, which you can add extra guy ropes here to give it a bit more, you know, stability down. And this kind of really nice pelmet hides that kind of whole window sort of blind when it's rolled up. There's a little toggle point located behind there as well, so when you sort of feed it directly up, it kind of keeps it all retained. And you've got 2 either side, sort of located here and here. The front panel itself can roll vertically upwards, so it rolls up as one big whole panel. So if you wanted to have it kind of a bit more open, again, it'll roll up at the side, and then you can actually toggle it vertically upwards. So it creates almost like sort of a side and then roof fabric, which again, for an airflow for the summer purposes, you could probably get away with to a certain extent. It's just kind of, like I say, it still might be a touch warmer into it itself. Really nice heavy duty zips located on there as well, again to try and sort of install that kind of general stability. On the sides we've got an access door at the back, and then also a window panel at the front part. So again, you've got an external blind located there. You've also got a PVC window, and behind that is a mesh window as well. So you can choose between having it weather tight, having a bit of airflow through that kind of mesh, and there's no reason why you've got a little eyelet kind of here, so you can almost, if you wanted to, bring that out with a bit of guy rope just to give it a little bit of shelter. I mean, it's not going to work the best. Personally, I'd probably roll it up, just really utilise the air vent, but it toggles along the bottom and then zips down the side, so that's going to help with kind of the airflow as well. The side doors we've got here opens up and rolls back to the side. You've got an air vent at the top section here to help circulation of air, and a really nice foam pad really hard and pressed against the caravan. There's also a rear support leg, almost basically pushing that directly in, again to try and get a better seal. You can actually buy an additional kind of what we call like a winter frame. So there's almost like an additional kind of pole set that links the base up completely together. So when you want to get that sort of extra harder winter, or you want to really make it sort of bounce and braces, you can always add that as additional cost. You've got PVC kind of skirting down the bottom here, and also with a mud wall as well. Again, it's all about durability, but we'll kind of swing the camera around, head into the inside and talk through a load more features that the Snowdon has to offer. So now we're in Stone, you can kind of appreciate sort of the size and shape in here as well. We're looking at about a 235 deep by it's a 340 width, so it's a decent sort of size awning. And due to the nature of kind of the way it's designed, it's very kind of boxy, which certainly helps for stability, but also to help internal space. You can quite happily have a sort of table and chair sets in here and be further away from the actual caravan door itself. As we can probably get a better idea, you've got a really beautiful kind of crystal clear PVC windows. And then you've got, as it allows plenty of light to come in. You've got these kind of traditional kind of style caravan curtains in here to get that level of privacy when you want to, and albeit it kind of ties back nice and neatly, just kind of give it a bit more of a homely feel. Again, that kind of just brings it across. You've got sort of one for each side, and then again and there. So, and there's also additional ties that kind of just keep that fabric a little bit tighter to the awning itself. So again, when you're using the awning, it's a bit more of a homely feel. When you want to leave, you can obviously bring those external blinds down and get that complete kind of seal and a level of privacy. A really strong steel frame is inside, and at every single point there's loads of adjustment points as well, so you can really make sure you get great tension into and get that PVC roof looking really nice and taut. So at every single point it's got its individual kind of clasp which you can extend out, and you get quite a comprehensive kind of little booklet with kind of the pole diagrams. So from a pitching point of view, it's a bit more easier to follow. I think it took me the best part of about 25 minutes to pitch it on my first time, which for something you got to put up and pretty much leave up, I think it's not too bad, to be honest. It's not something you want to do multiple times. It's something you probably do once, you know, per season, and that's kind of it. And to be fair, the pitch time probably is a bit irrelevant. It's more about the spec and the features you've got built into the awning itself. We've got also that mesh panel, like I said, externally. There's also a curtain that can go on to this part as well to get that level of kind of cozy kind of feel. Really nice and strong system. We've got sort of poles not only at the back to press it firmly against the caravan, that sort of foam pad to minimise draft, the front leg, but also a mid leg as well. So that's going to take any additional kind of bracing. So again, it's from a structure point of view, not that you meant to do that, you know, it's really nice and strong from that point. You've even got a cross beam section here again to get that, make sure that's really nice and taut in there, not only at the front but up there as well. Adjustment legs help you obviously to dictate what height it is, and you can get it looking sharp regardless of whether necessarily there's a slight slope to the awning. And as mentioned earlier, we've got this PVC kind of skirt along the bottom to peg internally to kind of keep it all nice and sort of weather tight. More easy to lay a carpet over that and have it a bit more like a permanent kind of style. Other things to note is that all the joints buckle together with clips, again to make sure there's no kind of movement in there as such. And then there's a draft skirt and wheel nuts cover included with the actual awning itself as well. Other things to note is that with the rear pole at the back here, obviously it pushes that foam pad firmly against the caravan. You've got little Velcro tabs, and what you'll find is that actually kind of keeps that pole nice and tight to the sort of awning material. You've got Isabella's kind of, you can use it as Isabella's system. There's a beading that runs down the side and poles that physically can clip directly onto that. So that way, again, it keeps everything all neat and tidy. You have to buy Isabella's product because they've got a patent tin on it, so you can't really get away with, Quest can't make their own, but they can make an awning that suits it. So that's quite a crafty little way around that. We'll pick the camera up and actually have a bit more of a feel for it internally and externally as well. So, as we can see in here, air vents at the top as well. Again, nice real seal against the actual caravan. Even the pullers are kind of a bit more oversized. If you've got gloves or it's a bit wet, you can quite happily get that in the cold. Straps on located there, and then also a really nice kind of buckle system and beautiful kind of crystal clear windows. Got the vent open on that side, and then we've got it shut on this side as well. Skirt all nice and neatly around the bottom, and then we've got the ties and everything that go around here. As we come out, it's worth mentioning that actually there's some extra guide points located here, so you can basically put that down to stop it sliding around in the rail. The storm straps really help to kind of beef the whole section up. And I think from a point you've got, there's a very kind of slight curvature on the very front of it as well. And that's helped to get obviously snow and everything else drained off as it should be. But it sits really, really well. Looks an absolute solid bit of kit, and to be fair, it is. It's quite nice seeing something a bit different, and it's not anything really quite else like this on the market. You know, if you think, the nearest thing I can personally think of would be something like the Isabella Winter, but then from a complete size point of view, again, it's a much smaller size. You haven't got the external blinds. You also haven't got things like the storm straps included. So that's where I think from a value point of view, you know, and also the depth for that Winter's a lot smaller. It's almost a different model completely. So it's quite nice to have something that's a bit bigger for those kind of winter periods where you want to kind of come and go as you please and have the assurity that once it's up, it's pretty much going to stay up. For more information, you can check the link below this video. It'll take you straight through to our website. We've got more information on things like pack sizes, pack dimensions, weights, all the features that I've mentioned throughout this video itemized for you as well, so you can sort of compare and contrast between other models. We've also got a generalized pitching video as well. We've not immediately done one for this, but it's quite similar in terms of concept. So once you've kind of done one, you kind of get the grasp of the other. But really nice awning, and even to be fair, like it's got a nice cotton touch 300D fabric, which kind of got also like an anti-fade inhibitor into it as well, so it kind of reserves its colour for longer. So that's another little thing that I've neglected to mention. You've got a 2-year warranty as well, so again, it's a really nice and strong. And for me, it ticks a lot of boxes, offers something a bit different that we've seen out on the market, as I've mentioned, but it's just a weighty, decent bit of kit, which is quite nice actually, to be fair. But yeah, so any more questions, feel free to let us know either via contact us via email, sort of comment in the box below. But yeah, that's kind of our little video review on the Quest Elite Snowdon all-season awning.